Hello again. My name is Christopher Lee. This is the final presentation for System Analysis and Design. This is a recap of all the chapters, basically what we learned and how we may be able to use this in the future to help benefit us. First chapter, chapter 1, was basically an introduction. It talked about system components, hardware, software, data, processes, and people. System analysis and design is the process of developing information systems that transform data into useful information. Future uses, pretty much these are the basics of information technology that anyone in the field will have to know and use. Chapter 2, analyzing the basic case, business case, systems planning is the first phase. Part of that phase is preliminary investigation, and that's part of the system planning phase where the analyst evaluates the system request and determines whether the project is feasible from an operational, technical, economical, and schedule standpoint. Future uses, in order to do something right the first time, requires extensive planning. This can apply to any job or task. The old saying, measure twice and cut once, will probably apply to this. Chapter 3, managing systems projects. Project management, which is the process of planning, scheduling, monitoring, and controlling and reporting upon the development of an information system. We learn the importance of scheduling and time management. Future uses determine which tasks are critical in a project and to complete that project on time. Chapter 4 was requirements modeling. When business-related requirements are identified for the new information system, including outputs, input, process, performance, and controls. We learned about the importance of documentation and fact-finding. Future uses, when meeting with potential clients, I will use the correct fact-finding techniques, then document my findings thoroughly. Brings us into chapter 5. It's data process modeling. A systems analysis develops graphical models to show the system to show how the system transforms data into useful technology or useful information, specifically with the use of data flow diagrams. We learned how to use VFDs, data flow diagrams, to plot out data in an informational system. Future uses, one day I may use the data flow diagrams to show how information is processed and stored. Chapter 6, object modeling. Object modeling is a popular technique that describes a system of objects. Future uses, I will be better prepared to work with analysts and programmers because I have a better understanding of objects, classes, and relationships. And that brings us into chapter 7, developing strategies. The preparation and presentation of the systems requirements document and the transition into the systems design phase of the system development lifecycle. We learn about the value of system requirements documents in the analysis phase of the system development lifecycle. Future uses, I will know how to implement a new system when making changes to existing systems. Chapter 8 is output and user interface design. Output was described as web-based information delivery, audio output, instant messaging, podcast, emails, and other specialized forms. Output design focuses on user needs for screen and printed forms of output, while user interface design stresses the user interaction with the computer, including the design and procedures. Future uses, I will always keep in mind the user rights that we learned about, IBM user rights, when designing the user interface and make them as easy to understand and use as possible. Chapter 9 is data design. This chapter touches on databases and entity relationship diagrams. Databases consist of linked tables that form an overall data structure. They offer a much greater flexibility and efficiency than traditional data storage. Entity relationship diagrams are models that show the logical relationship and interaction among system entities, and that provide an overall view of the system. Future uses, I mean, if I went into database management or something like that, I would have a better understanding of it, but otherwise I'm not really sure how I would use this in like the network security field, is what I'm trying to get into. Chapter 10, System Architecture, the final chapter in the system design phase of the system development lifecycle, which translates the logical design of an information system into a physical blueprint. Future uses, everything must be taken into consideration. Enterprise resources planning, initial cost and total cost of ownership, scalability, web integration, legacy, technology, interface requirements, processing options, and security issues, all important aspects of system architecture and cannot be taken lightly. Finally, Chapter 11 is Managing Systems Implementation. Involves application development, testing, documentation, training, data conversion, systems changeover, and post-implementation evaluation of results. We learned about agile programming and extreme programming and the spiral model, and future uses of that. If a company that I was to work for prefers this type of implementation, I'll be sure to be very aware of my time and the project's timetable when dealing with user feedback. I want to thank you very much for viewing my video. This has been a great year, great semester, and a great class, and I will see you again next semester. Thank you.